Hey, welcome back to Say You Look Tired. I'm Martin.
Hey, I'm Dan.
And yeah, today, if we've timed them right, I hope we have, otherwise the last 4 or 5 weeks of podcasts have been...
I'm sure we have.
But yeah, should be the first week back. You should have kind of be in that first week back. And I've got an interesting stat here, Dan. I always love a stat to start these, and it's 67% of teachers say their mental well-being declined significantly within the first 7 days of term. And I think considering how the other stats we've had as well, which kind of say that anxiety to begin with, working over the summer, everything like that, even with all that going on, so many teachers say, like what, 2 out of 3 teachers say that their mental health suffers massively the minute school starts again. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
It paints a very stark picture. So it does, you know. And I know, from speaking from my personal experience, that when I did work during the summer, I was going in already feeling tired. And like say, you know, previously we spoke about that Sunday night dread going back. So you've probably not slept. And then sometimes, not all schools do this, but I've worked somewhere where during that first week, you're given a list of, this is when we're going to be doing observations. This is, you know, if you lead a subject, this is when we want subject review. We've brought this new initiative in, blah, blah, blah. We're going to be coming around and watching everyone to do this. Here's a book that you need to read. You know, you've got the, what's it called? You've got the timetable that might lead up to end of the year. But then like you'll get the highlights of it. And basically when you're going to be monitored. Yeah. And that's already sitting on your plate without even teaching a lesson. And then you've got a new class that's come in. They might be tough. You've got maybe paperwork that you have to fill in. You've got maybe children with special needs or things. You need to start gathering all that up. And then because you've not really taken the time during the summer, which I didn't for yourself, you're already resenting it. And resentment for me was a biggie that just fed into my exhaustion. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, can't wait to the end of the day already. And it's only like Wednesday.
On the first week.
Oh, the first week, get these children home. No. But like,
kids weren't in on the inset either on Monday, Tuesday.
No, they weren't in. And you're like, oh, I'm exhausted, but it's not the weekend yet. You're already starting to get into and you can quite easily and quite quickly fall into those habits that you've already had. Oh, get me to the weekend already. Or I remember one year when I started, I went 6 weeks to half term, everyone. It's not awful, but like, I can totally see why that is so high.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? Like all of it. And I think even just there while you were speaking, the first thing I thought was like, when you get those, like, this is when we're going to do lesson observations, this is when we're going to do book scrutinies. What's mad about it all is, like, everyone says now, don't they, like, one lesson doesn't show anything in teaching. So they're basically saying, like, lesson observations are pointless. And everything says that, like, feedback in books is pointless. But yet the 2 things that you're really judged on as a teacher are your lesson observations and the feedback you're given in books, even though it's all pointless. And you have to spend hours of extra work to make sure that that's right, or end up like being given out to for something that you know is pointless. And
like that can literally... You might go in with this really positive mindset. Yeah. You know, let's say you followed everything we've said. Hey, try this, try this. That can just wipe all that out. Yeah. Like that. And it can be very hard to come back from it.
Oh, 100%. And I think that's the big one for me. It's almost making it feel like school can't ruin your mental health. And I know it's really hard because it's your job. You're there most of the time. You're awake during the week. But it's just going, do you know what? I'm going to put things in so that it doesn't destroy me. Yeah. Because I've been there where it's destroyed me. You've been there where it's destroyed you. And it's so easy to just get caught up in that. The only thing I'm good at is teaching, so I'm going to put my life into it. I'm no good at teaching, so I'm going to put even more into it, and I'm going to put even more into it till you just feel drained.
Yeah.
Like, that first week back is super tough because you're in a new routine, you've got a new class, you can't really handle them. And even if you're the best teacher in the world, you're with effectively 30 strangers.
Yeah.
It might be children.
Absolutely.
But you're with 30 strangers and they're going to be strangers for that first half term.
Yep.
That's going to zap on you.
And one year I felt like I've been set up not by anyone, to fail here, because the cohort I got, 5 of them were really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, really, really hard. Yeah, we eventually got support for them. But the way it is, you need like a whole terms of worth of evidence. And there's a sentence I do not like that I hear said to teachers: "Don't worry, you'll get them there." I was like, oh yeah, I can, and I know I will, but what I will go through mentally, physically, emotionally to get them through. Like, we had children who were hitting others. So I'm having to constantly explain to the parents, by the way. And I remember one time I had got to the end of my tether. I went, oh, this is what it's like in school these days. I said to the parent, they're like, what? I went, that's what education is like in 2023, whatever it was at that stage. They're like, what? I just had nothing. I had nothing left to say because I'd tried everything. And it wasn't even end of September.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I just felt like no one was listening. But, saying, oh, you'll get them there, especially in that first week of term when you're trying to settle them, it's exhausting. Especially done mine in reception. It's so hard. Because they, like we said earlier in a different episode, I think it was, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know who we are.
Yeah.
And,
they don't know what school is then, never mind who you are.
And there's that sense of, we talked earlier about failure. If you come into like your habits and things, we talked about meal prep, you'll find failing at meal prep is that. But when you feel like you're failing at your job, especially in the first week of term, that just sets you up for feeling like that a lot more. And whenever that sets in, I call it like the rot.
Yeah.
You start to feel like, well, if I'm not good at this, then what am I good at? And that's what I used to feel like all the time whenever I was really, really burnt out. And I remember going into an October half-term break one time being absolutely done.
Yeah.
Absolutely done. And it started from the first week of term. Oh, they were doing an environment walk at the end of the week. I remember.
In the first half
environment walk,
the first week.
First week. Because we were due Ofsted any day. The authority clipboards were on their way. And I remember thinking, it's the first week. And already I'm on edge here. And, my class didn't have a clue what they're doing. They didn't know where to put things. So the classroom wasn't as tidy as it should be. And, not all the displays were done because I had a summer to myself. And I remember I actually said, well, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And like my children will not care that there's not curly border around that. Does not matter.
It's just mad, isn't it? It's just mad, all of it. Like a learning environment walk in the first week. Who's getting what out of that?
I know. Do you know one of my feedback
Shouldn't
things
be any environment, should there? Especially in a reception.
No. Like, it should be like bare bones, build it up around the children. And like one of my feedback things was in my storeroom, there was a chair on the window ledge, like a blue plastic chair from the classroom. I was like, I put that there. Why? I'm like, I'm going to go sit up there when I'm having a moment. No, I put it up out of the way. It's my chair I used to reach the top shelf. Oh, but look, it's not right. And I was like, okay, good. But there's nothing else.
I just remember a perfect example of it, talking about like learning walks, displays, stuff like that. The first school I was in, one of the last like 3 weeks in. Well, 6 weeks, but 3 weeks before the notice went in. In the second week, our staff meeting was in a different school. So we went to a different school and for the staff meeting, got a tour of this school because of how amazing the displays were. And we were getting shown around in groups of 5 by like their teachers were like showing us around.
Oh, I can just imagine.
And I said, completely naively, like an NQT, I said, wow, these displays are amazing. Like, we're only 2 weeks in. How have you done all this? And he said, oh, no, that one's 5 years old. Oh. That one's 6 years old. So they would like professionally have one done every like year. And that would stay for like 8 years. And I remember thinking like, what's the point of that?
Yeah.
Like,
it's going to be wallpaper. No one's going to see it.
Not only like, what's the point in that? Like, why are we spending 2 hours walking around this school looking at these displays going, oh yeah, it's real. Look at that. Cause they were like,
see what you've done there. I like that.
They were real like they'd all made paper mache masks. But then on top of it was like, so they were like Chinese masks or whatever like that, which they'd made. But then on top of it was this big Chinese dragon 3D model out of the thing. And they were like, oh, no. The kids made the masks 4 years ago, but we made the display.
The kids did this bit.
Yeah. And it was like, what's the point? And I think that's the same as that learn environment walk. It's not a learn environment walk.
It's
It's
to
a
check you've got your classroom
does this
ready.
school look nice?
Yeah, that's what it is. Does it look nice?
Yeah.
And you can't control everything all the time. I remember like a few episodes ago, I said that in a staff meeting, they'd taken pictures of the teachers' desks.
Oh.
And they were shown during a staff, who owns a desk like this? Mine covered in skinny whip wrappers. No, I said about my friends being shown, imagine that be done at the start of the year, but they come around and check. And I remember seeing last year, someone had an environment walk, not at my school, at a different one. And the teacher got pulled up on the fact that they had a coffee cup on the desk, like a lidded mug, and said that it was unsightly.
Well, even though it was a...
Yeah, it shouldn't be. That should be out of sight.
It wasn't that it could be knocked over and spilled because it had the lid on.
Out of sight. Because she messaged me saying, "Oh, got the classroom ready, but this is the one thing I pulled up on. It was, it should be out of sight."
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, people will find anything.
Yeah.
Anything. I was having a lesson observation one time, just popped into my head.
It's always if they don't like you as well, isn't it? Let's be honest. Like if they like you, you can get away with anything. I was lucky. I was always liked.
I was liked as
so
well.
I never got. I never got anything. But then other people I know got stuff picked out, which I was like, I definitely do wear stuff than that.
Well,
and
do you remember
do.
anything that made you go, oh my goodness?
Nothing now, because like talking almost 5 years ago now, which is mad. But like I just remember sitting there sometimes in staff meetings being like, I definitely have done that in front of you and you've not said anything. like
you flipped me away with that.
If
you don't say anything. You're like,
yeah, I was like, oh, that's weird. I know one I had a head who like had a go at another member of staff for like not finishing the scheme of work in time, which is fair enough. But at the same time, he'd said to me once, listen, whatever you get done, you get done. If you don't, like, if you run out of time, you run out of time. And then they were on like, if this happens again, this will be going down as a written warning. Because like, just didn't want them in school.
Laminate it.
And that's it. Like, and it is that thing, isn't it? You have all these things and it's so opinionated. Like, they obviously had a little probably gripe. You maybe said something.
I probably was like, I've had all summer at home, blah, blah, blah.
When they had to go at you for having a crisp packet in the
that wasn't me. That was it blowing in from the street. So
but that's what I mean.
Crisps,
but like, if someone's taking a picture of that, they've obviously got it. Like, I'll take him down a peg or two with this.
Oh, he thinks he's it. I'll soon bring him down. and then in the first week of term, I don't think there should be a staff meeting. Yes, have your inset. No staff meeting. Why? Everyone's going to be dead behind the eyes. I'm like, no, and don't have it be a well-being one.
No.
Right, we're all going to do yoga at 5. Absolutely not. Like, send us home, get us out of that building, shut the place down.
Do you know what though? I always wonder with that. I hear that a lot online. Have you ever been in a well-being meeting with
yeah,
because I never was.
Just you wait. So years ago at the place that thou shall not be named, there was a staff well-being like basketball match. Basketball, something with a ball. Anyway, it could be basketball. No, badminton. Okay. I did not go. I was 23 stone. I don't want to put on gym kit. I was done. It's a Friday. It was a Friday. I wanted out. My box of wine was in the fridge. Okay.
Wait, you had a well-being meeting on a Friday?
Well, it was an event, apparently.
Just for teachers?
Mm-hmm. And it was at 4:30.
So you've already had an hour in school.
To give people enough time to get their marking done and then come and have fun. I don't have fun with you lot. I don't like any of you. And like, it was a horrible place. And I remember I did not go. Monday comes along. Meeting. And I was pulled in. Why were you not at the event that was organised for staff? You're always going on about your well-being. And I was like, it was at 4:30. I was dead behind the eyes and I wanted to go home.
That's mad.
I was told.
And what was it? Just a badminton?
Badminton fun apart. And there was on the school Twitter, there was like, everyone posing together. And I was like, I don't like you. I was sitting at home with my friend who I also maybe have worked with. And I was like, don't like this one, this one, this one, this one. She said this about me. They're horrible. And look at them all posing together like the Brady Bunch. When really they were like, cats with claws. I know, badminton. And then like, I've been at a different one though, where they had like a spa party. A spa party.
In the school?
In a school. I can think of better places to wear a clay mask than sitting on the dirty seats in the staff room with the cups or growing trees out of them in the sink. And they're like, oh, we're all having a spa party. I went to it. because I was scared not to go. What they're going to do to me the next time? And I was sitting there having this clay mask put on me, and someone like doing my feet or whatever. And I'm like, get me out of here.
Who had they brought people in to do it?
Yeah.
So
it was like someone's mum ran like an Avon
that'd
party.
Be worse.
It was like an Avon party.
That'd be worse. Like, someone's parent came in and gave
no,
all the
like somewhat like a staff member's, but not like a parent. So like,
right.
And they had brought in.
It'd still be bad, but you're not as
I think
bad.
They were raising
like,
money as well, so you had to put money in as well. These were the days of coins, so I was like, I'm $5 down. I've got some. You've given my eczema a flare up here, and I'm choking to death on the cheap perfume in the room, and I'm tired. And I've been served a cup of coffee in a mug that's got last year's granules in it.
I think I've had nightmare heads. You've had nightmare heads. I think heads have a bad rap, but I think sometimes like what pressure are you under as a head if you think a badminton tournament like will solve everything? Like
what would you plan? What would say if you had to? Say if you're like going to I know, but say you're forced, okay, to get staff in for 1 hour after school. I would have. Do you know gladiators? I'd have a big inflatable, what you call it, bouncy castle with the 2 podiums. Because you know the head of teacher, you know who hates each other. Get them to stand on there and batter each other with the things. Boom, boom, boom.
Be a good way to do it. Could have darts as well. You could have darts with the kids.
No,
the kids' pictures who were
that would be awful.
Always causing
with like the word Ofsted on there. Boom.
Nah, with the kids, with the ones who not just your class, but like everyone. There's always a kid or two that everyone in school knows. Little darts game after school. Yeah. That'd be mine.
That sounds like fun on the first week of term. Get the bouncy castles in and darts for everybody.
Good, yeah. Darts, point score. I think that'd be a good tension release.
I don't think I've ever had a first week of term when I went, it was great. It was absolutely great. You know, other than stuff I've done for myself.
Oh, no, you see, I've got me, even though we got that, there was a bit, I think, again, it's probably difference. You're coming into pure chaos. Aren't you? Like,
I'm a good teacher, let's just say that.
Yeah,
it's organized
They
chaos.
don't know how to sit. They don't know how to line up. They don't know
I've had a child claw me before. They didn't draw blood, but they clawed me. I was like, get your fingernails off me.
It's different when they're in year 5.
Yeah.
But what I did used to like about like being higher up in the school, year 5, was even though it was the first week back, I always knew it was a bit of a DOS week because they weren't doing any serious work. So I knew there was no real marking.
What did you do?
Well, the first half of the week would always be like a getting to know you activity.
Oh, yeah, the usual.
And then we used to have in ours as well, like a book so you'd get given a book and you'd have to go through it with the kids and you'd spend that first week like looking at it. So ours was
looking at it closed. Everyone look. It's front cover. Tomorrow we'll see the back.
Next week we'll go on to actually reading it, guys. Come on. But no, ours was all about, which would be interesting if they're still doing it, all like refugee camps and stuff like that. So it was refugee camps and it was looking at that and it was a story of like girls there, like their journeys. So we'd do that and then we'd look at newspaper reports and then write a newspaper article and then do this and do that. But none of it was marked. It was all on displays and artwork and everything like that. So I used to like it from that sense. But there would be that stress of like, you're like, oh, I've got to do so much.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to do it all. But
I'm just laughing at the book comment. There's another thing that happens at the start of the year that teachers out there, if this gets to you, please let me know, okay? Imagine the scene. The cloakroom has all of the names on, laminated.
Yeah.
They're all lovely shire sealed on or blue tacked on. So you've got 28 in the class, 2 new members, 2 new children start on a Thursday, and they're like in the middle of your perfect alphabeticalized order, and you're like, oh, Jesus, save us all. You have to move them all down one or just stick them at the end. What would you do?
Well, you see, mine.
Yours wouldn't have labels. No, I'm joking. Stick a cut where you want.
Well, see, my thing for that was the same as all of the stuff, which was always find the loophole with stuff like that. So the kids never got the names put up in alphabetical order.
Oh, okay.
All in a pile, mixed up. Boom. New people come on, stuck on the end.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Because I would never put a kid's coat back on their peg. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
I used to have this thing I actually did. And so our school turned into an academy and they were doing like a walk around. And when I came back after lunch, the dinner ladies, bless them, there was 2 dinner ladies to 60 EYFS children at lunchtime. And the coats were all over the floor. It was a complete mess. I was like, oh, is that so? So I got a bin bag, right? Wrote "vented" on the front with Tip-X. Right. Whoever's coat is not on their peg tomorrow, it's going on vented, except yours. It's going on vented. So I come out and say, I've got my vented bag. And I started putting coats in, tied a knot. Oh, good. I was going to get me a good, my drinking tokens. No. And they were like, give us our coats. Go put them on your peg. So then see the next day. No, not a single coat. But they used to love it for a laugh. Someone put someone's glove on the floor. And I'm like, oh, sneaky. Love it.
I just remember then, my second year teaching when I was in this new school, everything was going well. So I was teaching year 4 at the time. And there was a girl who always didn't wear school shoes, wore white pumps every day for school. And I'm very much of the belief of like
wear what you want.
Not wear what you want, but I'm not gonna chase that up.
No, I wouldn't either.
So we got to the first parents' evening, we were about 6 or 7 weeks in, and the mum goes, can I ask you something? And I was like, yeah, what? She's like, do you used to PE outside? And I was like, no, it's like winter, you go in the hall. She was like, why are her PE pumps destroyed? And I was like, what are you on about? She was like, she's got like white PE pumps and they're jet black. And I was like, well, she comes to school in them. And it turned out she didn't like her school shoes.
Oh, no.
So every morning she was coming in, getting her PE bag out and changing into her white pumps. And then before going home, changing back, because our cloakroom was like round the side. And because they were year 4, I'd be like, okay, go get your bags and off you go. So she'd go into the cloakroom and she'd change her shoes every day in the morning and night.
Sneaky. I like it. I would be the same. I always like my school shoes. So, did you ever get the school shoes that came with a little clacker?
The
Like
Clarks.
Clarks, yeah. Yeah, new school shoes. For teachers, like when I go back, I love getting my new pens.
Yeah.
New pens, new things.
New whiteboard pens.
New whiteboard pens. Keep a stash hidden.
Yeah.
That's what I do at the start of the year. Stash things away. I'm not a hoarder, but you have to keep stuff for good.
Yeah.
And then lay down the law. Don't want to break any rules in this classroom, but that's it. You know, there are some teachers who do the don't smile to Easter thing. I'm not one of them.
No.
I'm happy from day one.
It's such a weird rule.
I'm happy from day one.
Not a rule, it's a weird piece of advice.
It is a weird piece of advice. I remember I'm known as the singing teacher. So this little boy came into my class. I was like, right, everybody. I can't remember what song it was. I was like, hello. And he looked at me like, he's like, he said someone needs to shut him up. That's what he said to me. Excuse me. I was like, at 4, someone needs to shut him up. And I was like, oh my goodness me. I was like, you're not getting a sticker today.
It's mad with it all though, isn't it? Like all that stuff. Like it is weird. It's almost like, that's what they say, like prison, isn't it? Like if you were a prison warden, don't smile at the prisoners.
You're not allowed to smile.
Yeah.
I'm never one of those teachers.
No, I think John's student teacher definitely tried, because that's the advice you used to get. And then was a bit like, this feels forced.
Yeah.
Like, so you can't be your natural self.
It'd be frightening. I don't think I can. Well, I can. I was trying to teach the class a minute. So they asked me, well, I'm not in there anymore. It's the summer. What did I do at teacher school? And I went, this. I taught them my teacher stare. I taught them my teacher noise. You must have had a teacher noise. Mine is
I think mine's just mine
was teacher stare, and then the doing 2 things at one stage. Well, I would never click my fingers at the children. Actually, that's wrong. I'd be like, sit down. Or you're in the middle of a story and you just say, you can actually ad-lib and say different things and go back into where you were in the story.
What about your attention? How you get the attention?
Oh, I have loads of different ones. Okay, so my plethora of getting the children to listen. So my favorite one is I say, hi, see, yeah. They go, hold tight. Or I had one where I go, do-do-do. They go, ah, do-do-do, do-do, ah.
Oh, see, that just I found with stuff like that'd hype the kids up more. Where I just wanted them settled.
What would you do?
The clap.
The clap, which is...
Have you ever do that?
No, I've not used
the teacher
I've not
clap?
done the clap, but I clap and I'm like, you're not listening. What's that meme? No one's listening. Listen. That's me whenever it's failed. Though I actually had because I don't like to ruin my vocal cords. Sometimes I just have a tambourine.
Oh yeah.
And I've taught the class I've just had, and actually last year's class that I had were so good that if I even just picked it up, some of them would stop and do this straight away. And I was like, well done, all of you.
I've heard of teachers that have a doorbell, and I think that's such a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just they press the doorbell and just everyone stops.
Ding dong.
And I think it's so good because it's such a noise that you wouldn't hear in a classroom.
Yeah.
Because that's what you need, really, isn't it? Attention, like, stopper.
One day, I told my class that they sounded like a pack of cats. Okay, you sound like a pack of cats. So for a week, wasn't a day, I had you can get soundboards on the internet. You tap a different key button, and I had the sound of cats going, and that's what I used to get them to stop. And they were like, "You're so funny," but I mean, it made them laugh, and I went, "Right, sit silently. You're annoying me now."
Oh no! See, that's the thing for me. When I wanted them ready, they had to be like ready. I was quite relaxed with it all, but I couldn't use anything that'd hype them back up.
Oh yeah, maybe that's just me. I'm fine. But then I have this thing where I call it the power of the pause, where I just and go back to the sentence again. I'll do the eyebrow. Don't make me raise the eyebrow again.
No.
So I've got wrinkles.
What's probably the maddest thing you've seen in school? Just think about it.
What, at the start of the year or just ever?
Just ever.
The maddest thing I've ever seen in a school. I just had a hideous image of someone's really bad Halloween costume, which I will not talk about in the podcast. Let me think. What would be the maddest thing? Probably something we did. So, so we were doing a lesson on capacity. Hey, Sarah. And we were like, let's just see how many children we can fit in different areas of the school. So we were like, we all went to the head teacher's office. How many children can we fit in there? All 60 children. We tried to see how many we could jam in there. And then we were like, let's see how many children we can fit in Sarah's car. So we went out to the car park.
Yeah.
We had children sitting in front, children in the boot, children. I was like, it was like 10 years ago. You wouldn't do that now. I was like, and I said to her, we put children in your car in a busy car park.
Just to see how
many children we could fit. And it was on capacity and like what room held the smallest amount of children. Like, so we got
how
the
many you
office.
putting in, like cramming? Like
Yeah, I
standing
think we
up?
got about 8 children in there. And I drew the line at the oven.
Yeah.
You're not getting in the oven. The Hansel and Gretel. But I think, that's a fun memory. But I can't think of anything crazy. Oh, well, another thing we did, we were making popcorn one time and we did it in a pan and all the children were sitting around. I felt like Mary Berry. And I was like, okay, everyone, today we're going to make popcorn easy. I didn't think that the pan's going to spit. Ow, I got hurt. Well, please calm down. It's a bit of oil. I was like, oh. And then it caught me, and I think,
And then you were like, oh, does it?
This was like 2012. I call those like the early days of teaching. Like,
yeah.
What about you?
The one which always sticks in my mind, I just remember before, was when I was a student teacher. It's first or second year teaching. We were in the school at Christmas, and the deputy was like, oh, we always put on like a little Christmas party. When we think about the Wellbeing before, it's like we always put on a little Christmas buffet for the teachers on the last Friday of the school. Obviously, student teachers would be more than welcome to come. And we were like, okay, so this is lunchtime. And they still taught in the afternoon.
Okay.
We went in, it was full of wine and beer.
Yeah. What year was this?
So I graduated in about 2012, so talking about 2010.
Are we talking Savvy B, Pinot Grigio, bottles, cans?
Bottles, like the lot. Like, and there was a few of them who had like 3 or 4 glasses. And then went back in.
With the red wine lips.
Went back in and taught.
I bet those were the best lessons ever. The children did well at their GCSEs.
But just mad that.
Can you imagine?
But I'd say like you couldn't imagine that
That
now.
would not happen now.
You couldn't imagine it then. You
Drinking
can imagine
and
like
then go back to class. Oh my goodness me! Just had a couple of drinks, boys and girls. Sit down. Get on with it. Use a golden hour for everybody. But there's 3 hours left. Oh well. What day is it?
Did you ever used to do anything on the last day of term? No, we're at the start of term.
As in what? Like a staff?
No, just like for the kids. Like, do you used to have an easy day or?
Oh, well, always.
I know it's an easy day, but like ours was literally, we had something called Toy Day, and the kids would bring in a toy.
We did that.
And they just play for the day.
Those are my favourite memories of primary school whenever I went to school, bringing in your own stuff from home. I brought in the Reader's Digest one time. That's not even a joke.
What for? Just to show everyone?
I did. I'm not even joking. I think he wants to see my Reader's Digest. I thought it was interesting. I can't remember. I think it had Indiana Jones in the front of it. Who knows? But yeah, we would have like Toy Day before Christmas, and on the last day of term, bring in your own stuff. And children bring in the most over-the-top puzzles and lose a piece.
Oh,
I remember this little boy brought in a Lego figurine of like a Star Wars. I don't know what character it was. Lost the head of it. And his mom was like, you need to find the head of that. And I was like, I don't know where it is. It's tiny. And we did find it. It was like in the corner of the classroom. But I was like, don't bring in, I said, so we had to send out a letter. Don't bring in stuff that might get lost. Yeah. Bring in tat. Donate it to school. But yeah, I love Toy Day at the end. I always loved the week leading up to Christmas.
Yeah.
I just loved that. It was so much fun. You know, the school was decorated and you feel all festive and, you know, you're dying behind the eyes, but you still have time to like get through and feel all Christmassy. But like, yeah, we were talking there about that first week of term. I think if you can get through that first week,
then you're all right.
You're all right. And it's never, ever as bad as you think it's going to be.
No.
It can't be.
It's just giving yourself that time, isn't it?
And if it is, like we said earlier, if things are really awful already, think about, you know, who could you ask for support? If you can't go to the head teacher, then that's an issue. You know, who could you go to, or call your union if you have to take it to that?
And do you know what? Like I've said it before, I even said on this one, I do think head teachers get a bit of a bad rap.
Yeah.
There's terrible ones out there. There's no denying. There's some that are just obsessed with power.
Oh my God.
But there's quite a lot who are just stressed to the max themselves. And they can't see that anyone else is so stressed because they are so stressed. And if you go and go, listen, I'm drowning.
Yeah.
They might question in the first week of term if you're like, I'm drowning.
Yeah.
They might be like, what? But if during the school year, you're like, listen, I'm not coping. They'll probably have a conversation. I know probably a lot of heads would say, right, yeah, shut that door. Let's have a little chat. Okay. Let's find out what you're being stressed about. This is obviously part of the job. Like teaching lessons and planning your work is part of the job.
Yeah.
But let's look at this. And I think, I know there's loads of heads doing loads of different things.
I had 3 really good head teachers and they would have listened. Like, you know, one of them was Catherine at my first school and we had Helen and Rebecca. And like, they all would have been like, come and sit down. Close that door. What's going on? And even then, I wish I had said how bad things were, as in burnout wise. I didn't feel like I could because I felt like that was failure. Don't. That is a myth. You deserve to feel happy. So if you're feeling it in the first week of term, go and speak to them. Do not let your candle burn out. Yeah,
and that's it. And it's just giving it that way, isn't it? But I just think with it, like if you speak to them, most will help. And let's be honest, if your head's not going to help, you already know that. Unless you're brand new into that school, you already know that, and you know to maybe speak to your unions or reach out or anything like that. But most you can probably go to and say, listen, I'm really struggling with this or I'm struggling with that. And you're going to get some help, some support. Maybe it's some extra time out of class. Maybe it's dropping a subject leadership. Whatever it is, like you're going to get that bit of help. And I think it's just talking about it. No one talks, do they? Even talk about in the staff room. Don't be like a negative drain.
No.
But just say like, oh, I was a bit anxious coming back. Do you know, like
then other people will be like, oh, me too.
Yeah.
But like you say, not in a negative way, because then it just once you open up that conversation, people feel that they can talk about that sort of stuff. And then it just becomes part of the school culture to like want to help each other rather than sitting in your classroom in misery.
No, that's it. But no, I think it's a good place for us to wrap up the episode.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're listening to us in your first week of term, good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
You've got this. I believe in you.
And while you're there, just hit 5 stars.
5 stars.
We want to see how many we can get. We've got a decent amount up to now.
Absolutely. Keep doing that. And if you're listening to this during a lesson, boys and girls, hey.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not. No, definitely not. But the skinny whips away.
Good. Right. Bye now, guys.
Bye.